Hello and welcome to Simply South. I'm Harish Upadhyaya. This is the show that gets you the flavor of South India. A top story this week emerges from a CNN News 18 exclusive. CNN News 18 has exclusively accessed the Lokayukta probe report in the MUDA scam, and the details are shocking. The Lokayukta says that the 14 sites that were allocated to Parvati Siddaramaiah was illegal. It was violating rules. At the same time, it's saying that Mr. Natesh, who was the former MUDA commissioner, he's the person to be blamed, giving a clean chit to the Chief Minister. If there has been an illegality, how is that others are going scot-free? The Lokayukta is saying that this needs a much larger probe. What will the courts look at this report and say? And also, what does it mean for the entire MUDA scam controversy? We'll debate all that, but first, the report.
The Lokayukta probe report in the MUDA scam accessed by CNN News 18 has shown how the Lokayukta went about giving a clean chit to CM Siddaramaiah and the other accused in the case, including Parvati Siddaramaiah, his brother-in-law Mallikarjuna Swamy, and the original owner of the contentious land parcel, Devaraju. The probe has deemed 4 sites allocated to Parvati Siddaramaiah as illegal, but blamed officials like the former MUDA commissioner N.B. Natesh and gave a clean chit to Siddaramaiah and wife. While the Lokayukta has made larger observations on other sites being allocated by the MUDA by violating rules, it has mentioned that there was no concrete proof of the accused being involved in the irregularities.
Lokayukta states that there is no fault of Siddaramaiah in getting the sites allocated from MUDA, but whereas the mistake is done by the officials, how justified it is, as we all know that there is a thief, there is a theft material, and there is a person who supported for the theft. Now, if there is a theft and if there is a person who is guilty of supporting a theft, then where is the thief?
Complainant Snehamai Krishna has said that the intention of Lokayukta was to save the accused.
ತನಿಖಾಧಿಕಾರಿ ಆರೋಪಿತರು ಏನು 4 ಜನ ಆರೋಪಿತರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದ ಇದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ವರದಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಈ ಥರ ಅಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಪರಾಧ ಕೃತ್ಯ ಎಸಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ನಿವೇಶನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಕ್ರಮ ಲಾಭ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಂತ.
The Congress says the Lokayukta report vindicates its stand and people are free to approach the court if they are not satisfied with the probe.
Whatever it is, the Lokayukta stand or the statements is backed with adequate investigation. So if anybody has a problem, they're still free to challenge that also, right? And more importantly, very clearly, the Chief Minister has said he was unaware and he did not. He does not know on what process they've given. He's just asked for a site in lieu of sites that have been lost due to illegal claim by MUDA.
Now the focus shifts to the special court, which is hearing the case and ordered this probe.
Well, 3-4 crucial questions that emerges from this particular report. One, if there has been an illegality, how is it that only a former MUDA commissioner is being blamed? Second, if 14 sites were illegally allotted to Parvati Siddaramaiah, what was the intent, what was the motive, who are the people behind it? And third, how the court looks at this report. Well, to take this debate forward, we have an eminent panel joining us today. We have Mr. T.J. Abraham, activist and one of the earliest petitioners in this entire MUDA case, someone who approached the Raj Bhavan as well, seeking sanction for investigation. We also have Mr. Anand Gurumurthy, the spokesperson of the BJP. We will also be joined by Lavanya Balal, the spokesperson of the Congress party, and senior journalist Mr. B.S. Arun also will join us on the show. But I will first go to Mr. T.J. Abraham. Mr. Abraham, the kind of details that have trickled out from this report, which CNN News 18 has exclusively accessed, it says the sites that were allotted to Mr. Parvati Siddaramaiah was illegal. The 14 sites were allotted by violating rules, and it is also blaming the former MUDA commissioner, but no word on Siddaramaiah or Parvati Siddaramaiah. They've been given a clean chit. How do you see this entire investigation and the report that is looking at certain aspects of this entire scam, sir?
See, earlier when a question was posed by the media I said I'm not asking for a CBI probe because I have trust in the Lokayukta police. We have efficient officers who can do a good job. But now with this report, I would say it is like the HMV, His Master's Voice. Because it's very clear.
Okay.
If there is illegality in the allotment of sites to Parvati by Mr. Natesh, who's Natesh? Is he related to Ms. Parvati or something? No. Yeah, he's not related to them. Now, did Mr. Natesh allot sites to the CM's wife based on a blank white sheet of paper? Was there never application made? Who made the application? In whose name was it allotted? The allotment is illegal. Now, if I ask for a site and the site is given to me, the officer who allotted it to me is wrong, is the stand of the Lokayukta. Then how did I ask for the site?
Okay.
How did I receive the site? How did I keep the site? How did I keep the site with me?
So the
Yeah,
argument that Lokayukta
if I-
seems to be making is that it's not just a one-off case. 155 other sites have been allotted in a similar manner, violating rules.
There can be 1,000 sites allotted. I'm not at all I am not getting into that aspect at all. This report is basically meant to point out the illegality in the allotment of sites to the CM's wife. Right? That is the subject here.
Okay.
The core subject is the CM's wife. Now, when that is the issue, why are you going beyond these 14 sites? Let us focus on 14 sites. Who asked for it? Who got it? And who kept it with them? Now, the officer there, when the chief minister or the former chief minister or the district minister is there, or the opposition leader of a cabinet rank is there, in the family of the recipient of that illegal allotment, do you straight away give them a clean chit and say it's over? No way. No way. No way. Who now? Those
Also,
the alternative sites.
The other
alternative
important fact,
sites-
Mr. Abraham, is the other important fact is you have the ED which wrote to the Lokayukta with its findings. They speak about multiple transactions. They talk about one Mr. C.T. Kumar, who's said to be the PA of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Yatindra Siddaramaiah. His role in this entire transaction, the Lokayukta seems to have, in a way, sidestepped that whole information that was shared by the ED.
See, the problem now, I would see, the Lokayukta was not kept under a tight leash in this case. Unfortunately, I had to step aside. If I were to be there, I would have at every alternative day, I would have given in some note to them and said, this is illegal. This is illegal. Each note would contain the illegality at every stage, every sheet of the documents that was there. If this is not illegal, if this is not an involvement of the Chief Minister and his family for illegal aggrandizement of themselves, then there's no other fit case at all in this country. This is one of the best cases.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, what happens to this case legally now? Since you are also one of the petitioners who went to Raj Bhavan seeking sanction for investigation, where does this head from here on, sir?
No, the unfortunate thing is, as I had explained to the other media people, see, I at one stage, it was my application which went to the governor, which blew the issue, which brought out the issue in public. Then my application for sanction is what went to the government and the chief minister. It was my complaint that was discussed in the cabinet, and it was my complaint that was rejected by the cabinet and sent back to the governor. But unfortunately, when the governors issued a sanction for prosecution, there were two other people whose names were also included in the sanction allotted given to me. And the High Court, when the discussion of the sanction took place, the entire proceedings was based on my documents and my complaint. It was meticulously done. Unfortunately, one of the other complainants, he rushed to the trial court and he presented the subject there and said, I've got the sanction, so let us proceed. So the invariably the the special court proceeded to issue 156 order, and the FIR is registered. So
Yes.
I'm not in in that FIR. I'm not there, and I do not have the local standard to go and say file another FIR. And I wouldn't like to play a second fiddle. I'm very
Okay.
clear about it. I wouldn't play a second fiddle to somebody. Now
Okay.
the issue here is when this madam
Okay.
made an application, she knew her sites were already converted into a layout. That is her statement.
All right.
That is her statement. If she is
Yeah.
not involved,
True.
why would she make that statement? Based on that statement, the
Okay,
sites
some
have been allotted. And she has
Okay.
received it.
Pertinent point, Mr. Abraham. Yes, pertinent point. Thank you for joining us with that perspective as somebody who approached the governor seeking sanction for investigation in this case. Time to throw open this debate to the rest of the panel. I'll come to Lavanya Balal first. Lavanya, you've seen the details that have come out from this Lokayukta report. The Lokayukta is saying that yes, there has been a scam. Yes, the state exchequer has suffered a loss. These sites, including the 14 allotted to Ms. Parvati Siddaramaiah, was illegal. But it's just blaming a former MUDA commissioner for the whole mess.
The case was against CM Siddaramaiah, claiming that he's done a scam. Now, multiple different investigation agencies have come and said there has been no scam committed by the CM. The entire thing was, a fiction of somebody's imagination. It was concocted and said CM is involved. Let us not forget, from day one,
Okay.
the person has been claiming, the complainant has been claiming that CM Siddaramaiah is involved in the scam. And multiple agencies till date have said that there is no scam committed by the CM. Let us not, change the
But
goalpost
Lavanya,
every day.
The big
Let us
question
not
is,
change the goalpost
if you
every
go
day,
by
Harish.
Lokayukta, no. Just one question. If the Lokayukta is today saying, yes, these 14 sites were illegally allotted, the question would be, why would Mr. Natesh, the former MUDA commissioner, do it? What was the intent? What was he getting quid pro quo?
What did the Lokayukta say right now? The Lokayukta has said that the CM has no role in it. Let's not move away from that. Let us stick to that point, Harish. I would like to remind everybody, from day one, the complainant has been saying Siddaramaiah has committed a scam. The complainant doesn't want to talk about the 1,000 sites that has been allotted. We want to know why. Why is there a hesitancy in finding out 1,000 sites that were allotted to BJP leaders, that were allotted to JDS leaders also? Why is it not of any interest to this complainant? Why is it he lacks confidence in every judiciary's, law enforcement agency? Why is there a lack of trust in every every agency? Lokayukta
I'll bring in Mr. Anand Gurumurthy on that. Anand?
See,
Congress is asking, well, the Lokayukta is now saying there were 1,055 other sites also allotted in a similar manner. Why is nobody talking about that?
See, basically, first of all, there should be some conscience, that we are debating this on Mahashivratri day, so they should have some conscience, Congress guys, and they should first, the CM should quit his post because this is a very serious allegation. High Court, while handing over the investigation and other things, has made some very, very critical points. This is the High Court of Karnataka, And at the same time, when you see the report, it is very, very clearly visible that it was not written by a police officer who knows investigation. I feel so about it because it is so clear that, they're trying to hide somebody. Or, they're trying to, hide some scam here. They're telling there is a scam and they're trying to hide somebody's reputation here. So this is very clear to the people of Karnataka that this government is a very corrupt government. Also, they have lost all their moral values. They do not have anything to give to the people except lies and a fraudulent system. Also, they are breaking the system in such a way that now we are financially also unstable. So this is the kind of governance we have got from Siddaramaiah from 2013 to 2018. And thanks to these activists, at least something has come to light. And in the coming days, if you see, it's in the MUDA scam, the signature was tampered. Nobody is questioning that in the Lokayukta report. Then call records were not examined. These are not times when digital this thing was not there. Call records, they have never examined. They have not thought about who called whom, what was the conversations, how long were the conversations. All these investigations not done. They just say, okay, we want a bigger investigation. If something has to happen, then CM has to step.
Okay, since you're talking about investigation, Anand Gurumurthy, I'll quickly bring in Mr. B.S. Arun.
How come Congress people are
Mr. Arun,
digesting that part?
Yes, I'll come back to you. Mr. B.S. Arun, talking about this investigation, has the Lokayukta in a way risked its entire image in this probe? They are saying that there was a scam that had taken place, but they're not talking about who are the people guilty. They would like to believe, or at least they would like us to believe, that it was just one Mr. Natesh who pulled off this entire scam where 1,055 sites were illegally allotted to people.
Suresh, we must understand that this is not the end of the road. The court, which is dealing with the case, is going to hear, on the report of the Lokayukta. What the court says, we don't know. So we are still, sort of midway. Now the Lokayukta has done its, job, and it has submitted the report to the court. Now the court will take it up, and it is the the ball is in the court of the High Court. So let's see what the High Court is going to say. I'm sure the single bench judge who has been going through this case, I think will have something to say on this, whether in favor of the court, whether in favor of Lokayukta or not. That's a different matter. So now that is one. The other thing is, the ED is already, examining this issue. It has it's investigating, and it has already spoken. It wants to speak to a few people. I think they have not yet got the permission to do so.
Yeah.
Now, so these are the two investigations that we have to wait to see what is going to happen. So then comes the role of the what the court is going to say after examining all the all the people involved. So I think it's going to be a long run.
Yes, in fact, the special court has. In fact, this report has been tabled in the special court. We'll have to see what the special court says and what the High Court says.
High Court.
Remember, the order has been reserved as far as ED continuing this probe is concerned. Lavanya, another crucial point here. As part of this report, a major focus has been around the questions asked to the Chief Minister. 30 basic questions largely asked to him. In one of those questions, he says the MUDA commissioner did inform him about giving compensatory sites to Parvati Siddaramaiah, and he told he wouldn't want to interfere in that process. The MUDA was free to take its own decision. Many are wondering if a chief minister says that, would MUDA go against his interest?
The CM clearly has said he will not interfere with the bureaucracy's decision about giving compensatory sites. So it is very, very amply clear that he's not interfered in any of the decision making. So why is it that everybody would want to see, want to paint Siddaramaiah as a criminal? The entire case has been a witch hunt against Siddaramaiah to tarnish his image because he's known as a clean politician. So the entire case was a witch hunt, and we have said this earlier, we will repeat it. He will stand vindicated. He will come out of this unscathed. They can try their level best, but there has been no scam committed by the CM.
Okay. Okay, Anand Gurumurthy,
well,
is it as simple as that? A chief minister tells MUDA commissioner, take your own decision, and we can expect him to go on taking on or at least going against the interest of the chief minister or his wife?
No, I would like to tell it this way. The clean chief minister, the most scam-free chief minister, as he claims, okay? Why didn't he say no? Don't do it. It is against my my reputation that I take such a valuable property in my wife's name, or something goes in my wife's name, such a valuable thing. Why didn't he say no? That would have been a clear reputation, right? Showing off reputation. Why didn't he say no? That is my question. As an opposition party, or people of Karnataka will definitely ask, do you think 14 sites will be allotted to you, Mr. Harish Upadhyay, or to Mr. Abhan, or Mr. Arun, or me? Why did she say no? So this is the question that people will ask, and this is a very important point. And I don't think that. I think these questions which court will also ask you.
Okay, my final word to Mr. B.S. Arun. Mr. Arun, at this point in time, do you see some sort of intervention that would come from the ED? Because politically as well, this case has seen so much focus and a lot of eyes towards ED on whether they would jump in and take some sort of action.
Definitely. I think the ED will move in this case. Maybe they have to take the court's permission for any further action. Because they wanted to examine all these the accused, the so-called accused people, including the Chief Minister. So I think that's going to be the next step of the ED. Now that one portion of the investigation has ended, that of the Lokayukta, and the second one, and there are many unanswered questions. Let's not forget that in the Lokayukta, the report, like what you have pointed out, the role of Natesh, role of the other people. So there are many questions. And then the ED issue is also there, and court will have to also come into the view of both the courts, one the lower court and the high court. So what the courts are going to say, I think, are more important now in the days to come.
Absolutely. A lot of unanswered questions. Also the fact that Lokayukta itself has now said that this would require a much wider probe. Will this strengthen the case of the petitioners who've been seeking a CBI probe into the entire matter? And also, how will the special court look at this report? These are things that will become clear in the coming few weeks. Thank you, Ms. Lavanya Ballal, Mr. Anand Gurumurthy, Mr. B.S. Arun, and Mr. T.J. Abram for joining us on this show today. Time for a quick roundup of all the other major stories from across South India.
மும்மொழி கொள்கை இதை இங்க செயல்படுத்தலைன்னா இந்த கல்விக்கான நிதியை நம்மளுடைய மாநில அரசுக்கு கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்களாம். இந்த எல்கேஜி யூகேஜி பசங்க சண்டை போட்டுப்பாங்க தெரியுமா, அந்த மாதிரி.
मैं फिर से एक बार कोयम्बटूर की ये पवित्र भूमि पर से दक्षिण के सभी राज्यों की जनता को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि मोदी जी ने निश्चित रूप से आपके सभी हितों की रक्षा कर डिलिमिटेशन में आपका एक भी सीट प्रोरेटा कम न हो और जो बढ़ोतरी होगी इसमें उचित हिस्सा दक्षिण भारत के राज्यों को भी मिलेगा. इसमें कोई शंका रखने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Education is in the concurrent list, and to try to arm twist or blackmail a state to accept whatever they want to impose on, like the NEP, and withholding the funds which have to come rightfully to the state and the students of this state. I think it is it's totally unconstitutional and undemocratic, and this goes against what the country stands for. So I think it's time they stop it and they understand and respect the sentiments of the state.
Scorching heat has returned to Kerala, this time as early as February, much before the scheduled summer. With several states witnessing turbulent weather patterns, Kerala now faces the brunt of extreme heat. 70-year-old vegetable seller Chandrika will vouch for this freak phenomena. After an 8-hour work shift under an asbestos roof, she is left with extreme itching and skin rashes.
ഇപ്പോൾ അസുഖങ്ങൾ വരും. എന്താ ഈ ചൂടിൻ്റെ കൊണ്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ അസുഖങ്ങളും വരും. വെള്ളം എവിടെ കുടിച്ചപ്പെടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ട, എവിടെ മൂത്രം ഒഴിക്കാൻ പോലും പാങ്ങില്ല. പാളയം മാർക്കറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയണ അല്ലാതെ മൂത്രം ഒഴിക്കാൻ പോലും പോവാൻ.
Kerala State Disaster Management Authority has issued several guidelines urging people to hydrate themselves and also advised to stay away from direct sun between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. But for the likes of Vijan, who has been riding an auto rickshaw for 40 years, rues the fact that the guidelines are impractical for people like him.
അതൊക്കെ നമ്മളൊന്ന് റെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കും. നമുക്ക് ഒരു ഇപ്പോൾ ഗവൺമെൻറ് തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് ഒരു 2-3 മണി വരെയൊക്കെ ഉച്ച ഒരു 12 മണിയൊക്കെ കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഒന്ന് റെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ നമ്മുടെ തൊഴിലിൽ അങ്ങനെ റെസ്റ്റ് എടുത്തുള്ള ഒരു ജീവിതം ഇല്ല. എങ്കിൽ തന്നെയും നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന സമയം ഒന്ന് റെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു തണലത്ത് വണ്ടി ഒതുക്കിയിടാനും.
While the Labour Department has scheduled the resting hours for labourers between 12 noon and 3 p.m, the Disaster Management Authority has reintroduced the state-level heat action plan of 2020, and this year they plan to implement at local body level.
Stations of IMD that an anomaly of 1 to 2 degrees Celsius temperature, which is above normal, is reporting here. It is a trend from the last few seasons, and in the last 2024 it was 3 to 4 degrees Celsius above average temperature were reported in most of the stations during March and April. So if the same trend is happening, then we may expect these 3 to 4 degrees Celsius in the March and April. The March and April, our long period average is more than 37 degrees Celsius and all. Since we are a coastal state, we have hot and humid condition, so the humidity factor is very high.
When the temperatures spike, fire is a major concern. The State Fire and Rescue Services Department say that they are creating awareness, conducting random checks in high-rise buildings.
We are conducting random checking of these firefighting equipments in all high-rise buildings in all over the state, and wherever mistakes are found, we are pointing that out and correcting them. And the third thing is when summers at its peak, we will find water bodies drying up. So finding water for fire engines is a major concern. So we are mapping the entire state for water bodies so that every fire station knows where are the water bodies available and where are the hydrants available.
With temperatures rising as early as January and February, Kerala is likely to experience an extremely hot summer, especially in March and April. The Kerala State Disaster Management Authority is bringing out a heat action plan at the local body level. Both long-term and short-term solutions are needed to address the issue of rising temperatures. With video journalist Ablash MS in Thiruvananthapuram, Neetu Raghukumar.